How to reduce job site costs through accountability and rent versus buy decisions. Everyday construction foremen decide which pieces of equipment and how many go on a given job. In some cases, rented equipment makes up more than half of what's on a site. But are all those pieces really needed? Are they working hard or sitting idle? Are some being hoarded on certain sites? And worse yet, going unused for months, only to force managers to rent the same piece for another site? Navman Wireless reports help identify which fleet vehicles are in use and which aren't. Construction business owners can bid and bill projects more accurately, as well as know with confidence what to rent versus buy and hold project managers accountable. Let's see what the Navman Wireless reports can do. Upon logging on to the Navman Wireless homepage with their username and password, users will see a Reports tab at the top. They can choose among running reports by vehicle, driver, asset, and engine maintenance system reports. In this case, we'll run a report where a user could study equipment utilization by job site. Users will select which assets they wish to analyze, during which time period, and how many hours were spent at the job site versus not at the job site. After inputting the parameters, press Create Report. Here is the Navman Wireless report. Users can see that this grid represents the number of non-job site hours per asset, which means the number of hours these assets worked outside of any job site broken down into tenths of 1 hour. Moving to the second page, users can see which assets worked within a particular job site and how long. The totals are at the bottom of the grid in blue. By viewing the total number of hours an asset was working or not working at a site, foremen can determine if certain assets are really not needed on a site and can move those assets to where they are needed. Upon returning to the home page, users can quickly see an aerial view of the job site indicated here on the map in blue. By clicking on the location indicated in the fleet list on the left, the work site appears on the map at the right with the job site information. To locate or view a site report on this location, click on the Sites tab at the top, click Sites again on the pop-up menu, then select the job site from the list. To run a report on this site, the user then clicks Show and returns to the Reports tab at the top menu bar and selects Site Report by Vehicle from the drop-down list. The user sets the parameters, including the vehicles and/or assets, report period, the sites to be included and any additional criteria, and then clicks Create Report to generate the report. The Navman Wireless report shows the activities of each vehicle or asset indicated, so users can determine how much work that asset has done at that particular site each day and exactly when, along with the time the asset was running. Upon returning to the Navman Wireless homepage, users can click on Reports again on the top navigation bar to run additional reports that analyze the productivity of assets. In this example, we'll view a report that illustrates the time a vehicle has spent working versus idling. The user selects the vehicle, in this case a crane. Although a crane isn't going to move a lot, foremen would want to know how much the crane is in use and not just idling. To begin the report, the user inputs the criteria, such as ConX or sensor events that will not count toward idle time, the period of time the user would like to analyze, and any additional criteria that's meaningful. The user then clicks Create Report. The Navman Wireless report makes it easy to see the total number of hours an asset's ignition was on versus off, and how many hours the asset was idle versus working. In addition to actual hours, the report also generates percentages of idle time versus working time, so users can get an immediate and clear picture of the productivity of their assets. Using a tracking system can substantially cut down on a construction company's use of rented equipment. For an actual example, consider a Navman Wireless customer that rented an average of 100 pieces of equipment on typical jobs. Because of the Navman Wireless tracking reports, that company now rents only about a dozen pieces per job, saving an impressive $120,000 per month. When users understand how their assets are actually being used, they can dramatically reduce job site costs and increase profitability.